Hallucinations, those vivid experiences that blur the line between reality and perception, have captivated the human psyche for centuries. They are often shrouded in mystery, attributed to supernatural forces, and feared as harbingers of madness. Yet these ghostly visions are far more common than we might imagine, affecting people from all walks of life. From the spectral figures glimpsed in the periphery to the disembodied voices whispering secrets, hallucinations can be as varied as they are unsettling. While the cultural interpretation of hallucinations may lean towards the paranormal, science offers a more grounded explanation. Hallucinations are not glimpses into the spirit world, but rather products of our own minds, often triggered by a complex interplay of psychological, neurological, and environmental factors. Understanding these triggers is crucial to demystifying these experiences and providing effective interventions for those who experience them. This exploration delves into the fascinating realm of hallucinations, particularly those with a ghostly quality. We will journey through the corridors of the mind, examining the psychological states, neurological conditions, and environmental triggers that can conjure up these spectral illusions. We will also shed light on the latest scientific research, case studies, and treatment options available, illuminating the path toward understanding and managing these perplexing experiences. Our goal is not to debunk the existence of ghosts or spirits, but to provide a rational and compassionate understanding of hallucinations. By unraveling the science behind these ghostly visions, we can help individuals differentiate between the realms of perception and reality, empowering them to seek appropriate help and regain control over their sensory experiences. The human mind, for all its complexity and wonder, is also susceptible to a range of conditions that can alter our perceptions. Among these are psychological disorders such as schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, and severe depression, which can manifest as auditory or visual hallucinations. These hallucinations often take on a personalized nature, reflecting the individual's anxieties, fears, or past experiences. For instance, someone grappling with grief might see apparitions of a deceased loved one, their mind conjuring up comforting images in the face of loss. Conversely, an individual struggling with paranoia might perceive shadowy figures lurking in the corners of their vision, their mind projecting their internal anxieties onto the external world. Treatments like cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, can help individuals identify and modify these thought patterns, reducing the frequency and intensity of hallucinations. Medications such as antipsychotics can also play a crucial role in managing hallucinations associated with mental health conditions. These medications work by targeting specific neurotransmitters in the brain, helping to regulate the chemical imbalances that contribute to these sensory disturbances. In conjunction with therapy, medication can provide significant relief, allowing individuals to regain a sense of stability and clarity in their lives. It's essential to remember that experiencing hallucinations does not necessarily equate to a mental health diagnosis. Other factors such as extreme stress, trauma, or sleep deprivation can also trigger temporary hallucinations in otherwise healthy individuals. Recognizing the potential psychological triggers and seeking professional help is crucial for accurate diagnosis and effective treatment. Beyond the realm of psychological conditions, neurological factors can also play a significant role in the manifestation of hallucinations. These factors often involve disruptions or damage to the brain's intricate wiring, leading to misinterpretations of sensory information. Conditions such as epilepsy, brain tumors, and dementia can interfere with the brain's normal functioning, resulting in vivid and often unsettling hallucinations. For example, individuals with temporal lobe epilepsy, a neurological disorder characterized by recurrent seizures, may experience complex hallucinations including visual distortions, auditory illusions, and even out-of-body sensations. These hallucinations often precede or accompany seizures and are thought to be caused by abnormal electrical activity in the temporal lobe, the brain region responsible for processing sensory input and memory. Medications such as anticonvulsants are commonly prescribed to manage seizures, and can also help reduce the frequency and intensity of hallucinations associated with epilepsy. In some cases, surgery may be an option to remove or disconnect the affected brain tissue, particularly if the hallucinations are severe or resistant to medication. Neurological disorders can also cause Charles Bonnet syndrome, a condition characterized by vivid visual hallucinations in individuals experiencing vision loss. The brain, deprived of its usual visual input, begins to generate its own images, often taking the form of patterns, faces, or scenes. While these hallucinations can be startling, they are generally not considered dangerous and often subside as the brain adjusts to the vision loss. The ethereal realm of sleep, while essential for our physical and mental well-being, can also be a breeding ground for hallucinations. Sleep paralysis, a sleep disorder characterized by temporary paralysis upon waking or falling asleep, often accompanied by vivid hallucinations, is a prime example of how the boundaries between dreams and reality can become blurred. During sleep paralysis, individuals are caught in a state between wakefulness and sleep, their minds aware of their surroundings but their bodies unable to move. This disorienting experience can trigger hallucinations, often taking the form of shadowy figures looming over the bed, a crushing weight on the chest, or even the sensation of being dragged out of bed. These hallucinations, while terrifying, are not harmful and typically subside on their own within a few minutes. However, the experience can be deeply unsettling, leaving individuals feeling vulnerable and afraid to fall asleep again. Stress, anxiety, and irregular sleep patterns can increase the likelihood of sleep paralysis, highlighting the importance of maintaining good sleep hygiene. Establishing a regular sleep schedule, creating a relaxing bedtime routine, and ensuring a comfortable sleep environment can significantly reduce the occurrence of sleep paralysis and the accompanying hallucinations. In some cases, addressing underlying sleep disorders such as insomnia or sleep apnea may also be necessary to alleviate the symptoms. While the human mind is a powerful generator of hallucinations, our environment can also play a surprisingly influential role in shaping these experiences. From the flickering shadows cast by a dying fire to the eerie echoes in an empty hallway, our surroundings can provide the canvas upon which our minds paint illusions. Sensory deprivation, for instance, can create a fertile ground for hallucinations. When our brains are starved of sensory input, as in cases of prolonged isolation or darkness, they may begin to generate their own, often taking the form of auditory or visual distortions. Similarly, exposure to extreme environments, such as extreme heat, cold, or altitude, can also alter our sensory perceptions, leading to hallucinations. In some cases, environmental toxins or substances, such as mold, carbon monoxide, or certain medications, can also induce hallucinations. These substances can interfere with the brain's normal functioning, leading to a range of sensory disturbances, including visual and auditory hallucinations. Being mindful of our surroundings and taking steps to minimize exposure to potential triggers can be crucial in preventing environment-induced hallucinations. Maintaining proper ventilation, avoiding prolonged periods of sensory deprivation, and seeking prompt medical attention if experiencing hallucinations after exposure to toxins are essential preventive measures. The intricate connection between the mind and body is undeniable, and nowhere is this connection more evident than in the realm of stress and its impact on our sensory experiences. Prolonged or intense stress can manifest in various ways, including physical symptoms, emotional distress, and in some cases even hallucinations. When we experience stress, our bodies release a surge of hormones, such as adrenaline and cortisol, designed to prepare us for a fight or flight response. While this response can be life-saving in dangerous situations, chronic stress can keep our bodies in a constant state of alert, leading to a cascade of physical and mental health problems. This prolonged stress response can also affect our brain chemistry, potentially triggering hallucinations. For some individuals, stress might manifest as auditory hallucinations, such as hearing their name called or experiencing a ringing in their ears. Others might experience visual hallucinations, seeing fleeting shadows or distortions in their peripheral vision. Managing stress is therefore crucial, not only for our overall well-being, but also for preventing and reducing hallucinations. Techniques such as mindfulness meditation, deep breathing exercises, and regular physical activity can help regulate our stress response and reduce the likelihood of stress-induced hallucinations. The Waverly Hills Sanatorium, a former tuberculosis sanatorium in Kentucky, stands as a chilling example of how environmental factors and human perception can intertwine to create a breeding ground for ghostly tales. Once a beacon of hope for tuberculosis patients, the sanatorium gained notoriety for its high mortality rate and the unsettling stories of paranormal activity that continue to surround it. Visitors and paranormal investigators have reported a range of unexplained phenomena, from disembodied voices and footsteps echoing through the empty corridors to shadowy figures glimpsed in the dimly lit rooms. The sanatorium's history, steeped in suffering and death, has undoubtedly contributed to its haunted reputation, with many attributing the strange occurrences to the spirits of former patients. However, a closer look at the sanatorium's environment reveals a more plausible explanation for these ghostly encounters. The building itself is in a state of disrepair, with peeling paint, crumbling walls, and broken windows, creating ample opportunity for drafts, strange noises, and playing tricks on the senses. Moreover, the sanatorium's history and the stories associated with it can prime visitors to interpret ambiguous stimuli, such as shadows or sounds, as evidence of paranormal activity. This phenomenon, known as suggestibility, highlights how our expectations and beliefs can shape our perceptions, leading us to see or hear things that may not be there. Hallucinations, while often portrayed as supernatural phenomena in popular culture, are ultimately rooted in the biological and psychological complexities of the human experience. Understanding the science behind these ghostly visions is crucial for dispelling the myths and fears associated with them, paving the way for compassion and effective treatment. From the intricate workings of our brains to the subtle influences of our environment, a multitude of factors can contribute to the manifestation of hallucinations. Mental health conditions, neurological disorders, sleep disturbances, environmental triggers, and even stress can all play a role in blurring the lines between perception and reality. While the experience of hallucinations can be unsettling and even terrifying, it's essential to remember that they are not a sign of weakness or insanity. By embracing a holistic approach to treatment, addressing the underlying causes, and seeking support from qualified professionals, individuals can manage these experiences and regain control over their sensory world. As we continue to unravel the mysteries of the human mind and the intricate interplay of factors that contribute to hallucinations, we move closer to a future where these experiences are met with understanding rather than fear, compassion rather than judgment, and effective treatment rather than stigma.